We're live with Tom Dowd, and he played 4 years at Plymouth State. Tom, can you please tell me about how good, about the, Scalabrini. In my opinion, he is a good ball player. He can bang with the best, but how do you fit into this whole category?
Into this one-on-one competition?
This one-on-one competition that you have committedly challenged Brian Scalabrini yourself.
I just think that he stayed on rosters because he was, in school there's a teacher's pet, sucks up to the teacher. I think that he did that with the coaches, with Rivers and Thibodeau, and really extended his NBA career.
Okay. Now, another thing, what is your point record over at Plymouth State? What makes you compare both, one-on-one? If you think you're going to beat Brian Scalabrini, how are you going to beat him? Are you going to beat him inside the paint, or are you going to beat him outside?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. I think that I'll have to do a little bit of everything. I think he definitely has a couple inches on me. He's definitely a little bit more of a beefcake than I am. He has some weight. So I got to try my best to push him off the block, and hopefully I'll be able to get around him and get a shot off.
Now, Tom, assistant coach over at Portsmouth High School.
This is not necessary.
Okay.
Okay.
I will change the subject.
Thank you.
But we've heard great things about you, Brian Scalabrini. I think you must realize that this guy is challenging you to the floor. The ball's in your court. Now back to you on the other end of the line. Good evening and welcome to Seacoast Sports. I'm Nick McCumbee. Alongside me, Tom Dowd, 3-year Plymouth State. His height, 6'7". The challenger is Scalabrini. He is challenging out right now. Tom, tell me why you're challenging Scalabrini.
I'm challenging Scalabrini because as a Boston guy, I've had to watch him on the TV go in at the end of the games and just make an absolute fool out of himself. He goes in there. He's not limbered up. He's running around. People are blown by him. It's just really hard to watch. And then the fans give him the Scal chant, and he's like a glorified mascot, if you will. How do you feel? Well,
how I feel? I think he's just, not really that great of a ball player, to be honest with you. I think he can't hang it with the best, to be honest with you. I don't think he can compare to himself to the great Larry Bird. Let me just tell you this right now.
Is that pretty good?
Go.
I mean, the guy's in the NBA, and he's built like a gosh darn marshmallow.
Well, what can I say about that ginger? He really can't hack it with the best ones. But let me be honest with you. How tall are you?
I'm 6'7".
Really? 6'7". Scal, can you go up against a 6'7" guy? I don't think so. Right now, you're a bag of donuts. You might want to go to Planet Fitness for a little while and start working out a little bit more. Like me.
Scal's like 6.
Go.
Some people call Scalabrini small feet. Now, I've heard a rumor about this. What do you think of this whole thing?
I've never heard that.
Well,
I
think that maybe Tom Dowd could probably stomp him, to be honest with you.
Wow, thank you, Nick.
You're welcome. I really give him compliments right here because you know what? I actually compared his foot size to yours. I really am sorry to say this, but it just really isn't fitting in the right shoe right now, Scalabrini.
The shoe fits, right?
Right, exactly. Hey, shake it right there. All right. Hi, welcome back. We took a quick commercial break. We're back here with Tom Dowd. This is his hour, his moment. The challenge to Brian Scalabrini. So, Tom, let's wrap the show up a little bit.
Bingo.
All right. Bingo to you, too. Bingo, bango, bungo.
I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, I had to come up with something there, The lines on the little screen, The guy who writes this stuff, He's a cool guy. So far, we've talked about how bad Brian Scalabrini is. Right. Let's talk about what do you see in his negative side of, how he talks trash on the court? Do you think he's a trash talker on the court?
Being who he is, he can't be a trash talker.
Okay.
He goes in there, and it's like a joke for all the fans. Everybody yells, "Oh, put in Scal, put him in." He goes in there, and it's just It's just sad.
You hurt my Irish people, Scal. You should be ashamed of yourself.
True.
You know, wait a minute. Hold that camera. Let me be honest with you, okay, Scal? If you are a ball player and you are up in the athlete, let me just say something. I play adult league hockey in my life. And let me tell you about a true athlete. A true athlete is the one who steps up and be's the man. This guy challenges you to be the one. He is you, but in a better version. 100%. This guy I have actually talked to, seen him in practice for the past hour. If you can compare yourself to this man, I will personally shake your hand beside him and say, you are the best. But as of right now, I'm saying that you're a bag of donuts, and he is the creamy crust that every player wishes that they had. That is all for today on Seacoast Sports. Thank you.
All right, Nick, you'd agree in the NBA the game's played above the rim nowadays?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, I used to play as a kid, and you could start seeing the whole thing, you know, go through it. I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, and what, you think Scal has a place in the NBA, or are there...
Absolutely not.
Are there a lot of people more well-deserving of having a seat on a bench in the NBA?
I mean, it's anybody's game, basically, you know? I mean, you could have that seat. It could be you. With you throwing out this challenge right now to Brian Scalabrine, I think this could be your opportunity of a lifetime.
Right.
Now, what will Scalabrine see in you? If you're saying how much the game has changed.
Go.
Oh shoot, I got fart.
No.
Now, a lot of people have told me that Brian Scalabrine has the smallest crank. Is this, you know, true? Have you
been
heard?
talking to guys in the locker room?
Oh yeah. I've been talking to a couple of guys. I know Paul Pierce. We've been talking about, you know, a few things here and there.
Crank sizes?
Yeah, crank sizes. You know, you've been walking around, you know, you got to always look around every 5 seconds, you know, and go like, what's that?
Contrast and whatnot?
Yeah, you know, compare sizes, you know.
Do you think he's getting a bad rap for being a white male in the NBA? Crank-wise.
Hey, I'm Irish, you know, what can I say?
So in your findings, how do you feel about the Irish crank?
Well, they call it the shamrock. Well, we could say that, but I'm not. I can't. Let's cut this right here. This is. I think that was a bad idea.
2, 1, go.
The man is the baddest. Shit.
All right, we'll just run it back.
Wait a minute. What was it again?
Biggest defensive liability in the
Biggest
history.
defenseman liability. Oh. This man, Brian Scalabrine, is the biggest. Fuck.
Defensive liability in the history of the NBA.
Brian Scalabrine is the biggest defensive.
Alright, go.
Brian Scalabrine is the biggest defensive liability in the history of the NBA. Now, what do we do about that? Well, we basically put in Tom Dowd. This guy right here can actually prove to him that he is better than anybody else. And how does he prove it? Well, he plays solid man-to-man defense. And he also can play the 2-3 zone. What can you do, Scal? Sit around and start going like this?